Hey guys, welcome back to another Flea Market Finds episode. I know I had previously said I was going to try and make these a little bit shorter and more condensed, and then what do? I end up having like a four-parter. So I'm going to try a lot harder on this episode to zip right through these. So let's dive right in. This is from the July 11th outdoor flea market that I attended, and these are the first buys of the day. First dealer I stopped at, he had this little punch set. This is marked John Masson Company, all one word, John Company of Grand Prairie, Texas. Okay, and it's a little punch set, unusual little punches, unusual brass hammer, and a non-metallic hammer. Almost looks more like it's for jewelry or maybe gunsmithing. I'll have to look it up and see. Caught my eye though. Appears to be in excellent shape. I got that. This nice Starrett thickness gauge works perfectly. It's actually in pretty darn good shape too. And this Starrett 196 back plunge indicator that as is, it's missing the crystal and it is hanging a little bit. But I got all three of these pieces for 20 bucks. Then a few episodes ago, I showed you guys a Carson City Morgan dollar I bought off of a dealer that I've purchased some stuff from before. And he was back, and I asked him if he had any more Morgans. No more Carson Cities, but he did have more Morgan dollars with him. And we ended up working a deal on these, and I ended up getting these 2, 4, 6. I ended up getting these 7 for 140 bucks. He wanted $25 a piece. I got him to take 20 a piece on the lot. I haven't even looked through these yet to see if there's anything really great here. I did notice this one certified one right here, which is certified PCI, which isn't the greatest certification company, that it was marked by them as buffed. So somebody used a buffing wheel to try and clean this, which you should never try and clean patina off of coins. That's, people think, oh, make it all nice and shiny, but that's actually a bad thing to do. This is a 1921. They're calling it AU55 grade. The back is kind of actually nice, so it's kind of a sheen. But anyways, this one's marked 1894-0. Somebody wanted 30 bucks for that in fine condition at one point. These two are completely unmarked, ungraded. It's an 1882 and an 1883. There's another 1921, 1886, and a 1904. And the 1904 does not have a mint mark. And then I got this blacksmith or forge tool. I got this off a guy for 5 bucks. I did clean it up and find it's stamped in several locations, here, here, and maybe elsewhere. It's stamped with 3 letters. It appears to be SMC, so I don't know what that stands for. That might just be the initials of the blacksmith who originally made this tool. It's very early. I just figured it'd be a handy thing to have around for picking up hot parts. It would be nice if it ended up being something really collectible, but I don't see a name on it like Pexto or anything. But what I did notice about this right when I spotted it was it's very unusually long. I have a tool like this now. It's about like almost, this is almost twice as long as it is, 26 inches. So, good wrought iron tool for 5 bucks. Well, let me tell you, that July 11th pick was not a great day for me. On the second trip back to the car, all I had to show for all my walking around was actually these items right here. This is a marked Made in the USA brand new wire brush. I got this for $1. This General branded thread file, I got this for $2 or $3. And then another dealer had a pair of thread files. This is a number 422 marked Galvan, and this one appears to be, well, might be brand new, or Somebody just kept putting it back in the cardboard, but I got this pair of thread files for 10 bucks. Then, as I was leaving, there was a sign pointing to a building, like right down the road from there, and it said tool sale. And I went in, and it was a big old metal building, and it was clearly at one point it was an operating machine shop, and the guy had shut down and was selling off everything. So I have no idea what I may have missed there, although I don't think I missed too much because he was pretty steep on a lot of stuff. He really was, kind of tough on his prices. But I was able to convince him to part with this Mitutoyo long travel indicator because the crystal's all cracked. It looks like hell. And it's a Mitutoyo, which, like a lot of people, they undervalue these because, it's not Starrett or Brown and Sharp. But being that it's a long throw, to me, I think it's still worth maybe putting a new crystal in it. And as I suspected, it just needs a little bit of love in the cleaning department. But I mean, even looking like hell, all cracked and everything and filthy, he still was sticking to his guns on like 15 or 20 bucks on this thing. I couldn't find anything to pull with it because he wanted everything else I asked about was too expensive, in my opinion. All right, so this episode has been actually so short and so sweet. I'm going to tack on a small handful of finds that I picked at actually Memorial Day weekend. Way back on Memorial Day weekend, I stopped at the local Boy Scout troops annual yard sale. Usually we're away camping that weekend, so I usually miss it. But what ended up happening was it was rained out on Memorial Day weekend. So we got rained out on camping, and then the rain date was the following week, so we were home that weekend. So it's unusual that I get to attend that one. I got to attend it. Let's jump right in on those. So these are the items I got at that sale, and I actually paid $15 for this pile, which 5 of that was actually for this empty box. This box had a cheap plastic telescope inside of it, and the guy wanted 10 for it, and I said, I really only want the box. I said, I'll leave you the telescope, and I'll give you 5 for the box. And he ended up finally agreeing to that. So I don't know what the heck this box was for, but it certainly wasn't for that cheesy, junky telescope that was in it. It's got nice breadboard detail joinery on the sides here. It's got decent clasps. The only thing that's missing is a big old Starrett emblem on the top of this thing. I'll tell you, it sure looks like something nice went in here. It is 27 inches long. So I mean, the largest Starrett 98 level I've ever seen was an 18-inch. That would be kind of lost in this thing. So it's not that, and it's not really wide enough for a height gauge, I don't think. So I don't know what the heck was in this thing. Who knows? It could have been anything. But I just thought it was a nice box. And I thought eventually I'm going to find something I have in my collection here that I like enough to put in a nice box. Other than being all scratched up, it's in good shape. And I went through a bunch of boxes in the tool section and came away with this engine vacuum fuel pump pressure gauge. So this doubles as a pressure and vacuum gauge. This might actually be a handy thing for me to have. Made in the USA, so a little bit better than the Harbor Freight quality, I would think. And I actually checked, and it still does work. I can actually create a vacuum or create pressure with my breath. So no reason to believe that it doesn't work. No, not sure how accurate, but that's okay. This tool, which I didn't know what it was when I first bought it, but I saw it had a U.S. patent number on it, and it is clearly marked Smith Tool of Kansas. I looked it up online. I now know this is a chain breaking tool. It is missing a pin. However, I went online, and apparently the pins broke or wore out as a normal course of use because the replacement pins are still available for this. 2 relays. What these are programmable relays. I say programmable, but they're you can dial up the delay on these. They have an octal mount, so an octal type socket is what these plug into. And what these allow you to do is these allow you to turn something on and have it run for a predetermined amount of time based on what this knob is set for, and then shut off. So if I end up designing something down the road and really, wanted to go through the trouble, I might have a use for these. I haven't decided yet. They say the time is variable from 6 to 180 seconds, that the contacts are rated for 120 volt AC or DC. However, they do not bother to tell you what the DC voltage is of the coil to trigger it. So I'll have to look that up by part number. And there's 2 of them. These are actually pretty pricey to buy new if you need one. Find these in a lot of older industrial controllers. As if I have a lot of those laying around here. This is the only machinist tool I found. I usually don't find any machinist tools there. Although one year I did find a nice pair of Meditoyo Meditoyo metric dial calipers. But this is a Aerospace, which I know is a import brand micrometer, Chinesium type of deal. But here's the thing. The lock works. The ratchet works. It has carbide faces. And it's a 1/10 micrometer, and there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, I think when I checked it, yeah, sure enough, it even zeros. So what the heck? Why not? Threw it in there with everything else. I'll put it up on my. I'll put it up for sale for cheap for somebody. This spanner wrench, which usually kind of an unusual thing to find amongst those tools, but why not? Added that in. And then the last item, this is brand new, unused. I actually checked the teeth on it. It's never been used. This is a Beaver Blade made in the USA. And Country Home Products, manufactured Vermont, blah, 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 Sawtech Industries. This is for use with the bolt-on DR trimmer mower large frame models only. So what this is for is this is actually for one of those weed whackers that's on the large spoked wheels. Really good for working around fence lines and stuff like that. Well, it turns out, apparently, they made an accessory blade so you could do brush cutting with it, small saplings and stuff like that. So I grabbed this because I figured one or two things. Either A, I've got like hardly anything into this, so if I'm willing to ship it, I could probably find somebody on eBay I could sell this to and, make maybe $20. Or B, maybe I'll, come up with some kind of Frankenstein idea and make something with this. I don't know. That could be dangerous. All right, that's it. Now we're done. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like button. And if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. Take care.